What?
You. Nothing. Oops, now I'm kidding this. Hi.
It happens easily. What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? What is good? What it do?
What it do?
Welcome back to another round of our weekly live readings. We'll go through here and share this around in a couple of places.
Hang on, I'm going to get the line up ready. And then if you'd like to get on our list, for today it's $22.22 per question. Please do not send super chats. I forgot to turn that off again. And yeah, if you have any questions, I will be in the comments.
Let's get a few people in here and then tell them that again. All right, let's see here. What am I doing? Anyway, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Had a good week? Has it been a good week for us?
This week went by so fast. It's literally crazy. And Nevaeh has another 3-day weekend. Kids just always get 3-day weekends now.
Yeah, that's nuts. I would have loved that when I was a kid.
I know, like, I don't remember our school ever having, like, a staff development day. It's like, their schools are always having that. And I'm like, yeah, staff development day, okay. I'm like, that's probably their mental health day, because you guys are driving them crazy.
Yeah, I think, too, that this might have something somehow to do with the fucking Department of Education or whatever being, revamped with the new administration, because for the past couple of decades, the education system has just sucked. They just push people through, and now that's why we have a generation of young adults who can't change a tire. They can't fucking read, because school has just been failing everybody for the past 20 years or so.
That's true. Very true. Okay, so now that we have some people in here, do you want me to repeat what I said?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are new here and would like to participate, it's $22.22 per question. And that link to purchase is there in the comments. I'm going to pin it. And if you have any questions or you're not sure how to ask something or you just are confused, I'm going to be in the comments with you guys, so you guys can just ask me anything.
Yeah, she reads the chat. I don't.
Well, because usually I'll need to, get some more information from some people, and there is actually 2 people. So if you are in the chat right now, Tammy and Bianca, I'm going to need a little bit more details from you guys for your questions. I'll put that in the comments though, too. I'm just trying to get everything ready over here. And I'll get the lineup ready. Hold on a second, though. We're in a different spot today because the gardeners are here.
Yeah, we just can't seem to find our favorite spot. I wish we had a spot somewhere in the house where it was just set up and we could just go straight to it.
I know, like a dedicated spot. I would like that.
That's what I like about having my own home office.
Yeah.
That's why I originally decided to have a home office, because I didn't used to. I would just set up where I'm at and read there. And I was like, I want my own table, my own spot set up so I can just go straight to it. And it'd be nice if we had that for this.
Someone says, Leah, are you a Saggy? I thought you were Gemini. I get that so much. Like, people always think I'm a Gemini. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm a Saggy.
Well, I mean, Sagittarius and Gemini are opposite energies. And sometimes opposite energies can be so similar that they're hard to tell apart in many ways. So it would depend on why you thought that.
Like if they maybe thought somebody said that. I do get that sometimes. So anyways.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a similar energy in many ways, but mirror image reflection, opposite signs. So think Gemini just tells you everything that you want to hear. Sagittarius tells you everything you don't want to hear. Right? opposite signs, mirror image reflections. But, your mirror image is very similar in many, many ways. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I could kind of see that in some ways, kind of, sort of. But no, she is Saggy. Saggy with a Virgo moon.
Oh, that Virgo moon. I wish I could change my moon, honestly. It's annoying.
Why?
Just because it's a freaking annoying. Like, everything has to be perfect all the time. It pisses me off. It pisses my Sagittarius energy off.
How's that?
Because I don't want to be like that.
How's the Sagittarius energy want to be?
Just like free spirit and like not care about anything and just want to have a good time and be like, yeah, whatever, go with the flow. Kind of like what we were talking about yesterday with like the
Well, I have a Virgo moon too. I think it's just where you focus that energy.
I know. But like we were talking about yesterday with my car. I wish I didn't care. But it's like I kind of like obsess over things being like a certain way. And I don't like that. So.
Well, I think Sagittarius's biggest challenge is relinquishing control. So that's, I think, why that energy takes the Virgo energy and channels it towards things like that. Is because Sagittarius wants to be in control.
It's a Sag too, then.
In a way.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
That ties into it. Because I have a Virgo moon too, and I'm critical about myself. I'm always beating myself up for not doing things right, not being good enough, not working hard enough, no matter how hard I work, I'm always beating myself up for being lazy and a loser. And it's like, it just depends on where you channel that energy, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and then someone says, I have 2 Gemini girls, and believe me, they tell you too much sometimes. And someone else has a son who's a Gemini. Yeah, we have his daughter who's a Gemini sun and a Gemini moon. Oh my God, you don't know which personality you're getting every day. It's always different. And yeah, she's blah, 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 blah,
oh my
blah.
God. Oh my God.
I miss her though.
She needs to, when she grows up, she needs some kind of job where she talks for a living.
She would be like promoted immediately. Mm-hmm. All right, well, we'll go ahead and just get started here. Our first person we're reading for is Cappy Girl, who is a Capricorn, of course. I'm worried as soon as I go on my first date next week with a Gemini, the Pisces ex will return. Can you do an energy read for me and my situation?
Worried that they'll return? Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, though, as to what you're worried about. Why are you worried about it? I mean, as long as if you're ready to see other people, nobody from the past should even matter. If somebody from the past matters, you might not be ready to see other people. So I guess I'm kind of curious as to why you're worried about that. I don't even know how I'm going to read that. I guess I can see if your past soul contract is complete.
Or you can see if past energy is coming in.
Yeah, I want to see if the past soul contract's complete, though. Nope, it's not complete. Okay. So there's uncleared, incomplete karma between you and the past person. So when you have an uncleared karmic contract, you never know when or if they're going to show up. Because when you get any kind of reading from any person, 90% of what's being read is what I like to call your default timeline. All that means is the plan, what we planned before we got here. But when a contract is fucked up or incomplete, now we're off of the default timeline. Things are not going according to plan. So it becomes a little bit more challenging to predict what's going to happen when things aren't even happening the way we plan for them to happen, you know? So, by the way, past life karma, all that means is you had a soul contract in a past life that got screwed up. You came back and tried it again in this lifetime, and it's not working out in this lifetime either. So, I mean, there is uncleared karma, so it's possible. It's leaden. It is possible. I guess let me take a look at the new person. See what just wants to come through for that. I mean, 3 of Wands reverse. Knight of Swords. Five of Pentacles reversed. Lovers reversed. Okay, well, I do think that this individual has every intention of actually settling down with somebody. I think you and this person have karma as well. So these are 2 karmic contracts that you're dealing with. And they're both uncleared and incomplete. So I don't know why you're worried about it. It's hard to say when a karmic partner, a past life karmic soulmate, is going to come back. It's hard to say that. It's possible. It is very possible. But like I said, depending on why you're worried about it, as long as you're ready to move on, it shouldn't matter. You know, if a past person comes back, no, we're done here. We're done here. There's nothing more here. No, we're done. But if you're not ready to move on from that, then the question is, are you ready to date somebody new? If you're not ready to move on from that. So I would say it's possible. I'd give it about a 60% chance that just from an energetic standpoint, that could happen. But I would be thinking about where your energies are and whether or not you're ready to move forward or release something from the past. All right.
Okay, next is for Alba, who is a Cancer. Had lots of lessons in love before I met my last partner. Really felt he was my person. He left me with lies and deception. How was my hold on. I think they ran out of space and I had to connect some words. Hold on. How was my intuition so wrong?
Well, usually in situations like that, we're not going on intuition. Most of the time, we're not. Yeah, see, Queen of Swords, that's what I thought. That wasn't your intuition. Eight of Swords. Yeah, it wasn't really your intuition. It is very, very likely that actually, you know what I think it was? I think this was another lesson, another test. When it all comes down to it, the main test is abundance from within. That's the main test. I've been racking my brain for 7 years now trying to figure out how to explain this. Sometimes I think I'm doing a real good job. Other times I think I'm just wasting my time. I don't know. But the energy of abundance from within, when you're in that vibration, then that's when your intuition is crystal clear. Crystal clear. You were using the wrong faculties to try to read this situation. A lot of people, and I'm not saying you're doing this. I don't know what exactly went into this, but I have seen a lot of people who read body language and look at social cues and things like that. And they think that's their intuition. No, that's not your intuition. If you're reading body language and putting people through tests and trying to figure it out, like if you say one thing one day and say the same thing another day and reword it just to see if they give you the same answer, and you're sitting and watching to figure things out, and you're putting together pieces of a puzzle, looking at their body language, making sure they're being honest. That's not intuition. That's your ego, because you're figuring it out logically like a puzzle. And there were some lessons in this that you probably never experienced before. So it wasn't really your intuition that you were going on here, because you had never experienced it before. It's much harder to listen to your intuition when you're dealing with a situation that you've never experienced before. So this was a past life karmic soulmate. Let me get the second spread here. All kinds of yard sales going on out there.
Oh, I forgot today was the yard sale day.
Tomorrow is too.
Yeah, but all the good stuff's already gone. Yay! I've been manifesting this and I missed it.
No, you didn't. It's going another day tomorrow.
Yeah, but all the good stuff's gone.
Says who?
I'm going on the break.
Four of Cups, Knight of Cups. Okay, yep. See, there was a lot that went into this particular situation here. Sometimes I don't see this very often. I see this maybe once a month, once every 2 months, where a soul contract will be kind of like a kill two birds with one stone type of thing. But this right here, I think, got a lot of birds with one stone. So not only was it you all had some uncleared karma, but this was a spiritual test. It was another spiritual lesson. And I think the main thing here was that it drastically altered the course of your path. Mainly. So it knocked out a bunch, and it's so complex. I'm just barely scraping the surface, because there's no way that any of us could really comprehend the totality of everything that this was meant to do. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question directly, it wasn't your intuition. So you were kind of analyzing the situation with other faculties other than your intuition. So yeah. And again, it all comes down to energetic abundance. Not going to dig up that rabbit hole right now, but yeah.
You would have to get a personal reading to dig up the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I don't like when you say that. You always just like leave it at that. Like, I'm not going to do that right now.
Well, I mean,
if you want to dig deeper, you could book a personal reading.
I say that when what I would have to say next is going to take me like 20 or 30 minutes to sit and talk about it. So
it would require a personal reading. But yeah, like the yard sale, because we only get garage sales or yard sales, whatever, when they tell us we can out here. So I don't know if I had a dream or something happen, but I've been getting like downloads a lot when I go to sleep, like right before I fall asleep. And then I had one about the yard sales, and I was like, oh my gosh, the yard sales. And then like a week later, I saw the signs went up saying it was going to be this weekend. And then I was supposed to wake up early today to go to the yard sales, but I forgot. And then they're all the good stuff's already gone by the time you go tomorrow. Right. Everybody's up early and they go and they're smart.
Well,
I'm gonna go during break. Oh.
Okay. Go ahead and have fun.
Okay.
Have fun, Beef.
Okay. All right.
Sleeping.
Next we have Elsie, who's a Sagittarius. When and how will I meet my divine life partner? What energy do I need to be to align?
It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. There isn't a when or a how. I can tell you the energy that you need to align. And the long story short of it is that when you step into that energy, meeting that person will be the last thing on your mind. The primary law is the law of vibration. You have to match the frequency. And matching the frequency means that when it comes to whatever it is that we're wanting to attract, it's not the thing. It's not attracting the thing that's the goal. Attracting the thing is the byproduct. The frequency is the goal. So it's not a relationship that we're looking for. That's not what it is that we want. We're looking for love, abundance, happiness, and contentment. That's what we're looking for. But we've been so conditioned to believe that you have to get the relationship first, and then love, happiness, joy, and abundance comes second as a result of that. And that's backwards. We match the vibration first, which means you're so fulfilled, content, and just solid with yourself and your life that, I mean, I don't really care if I meet my divine life partner. If they show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. That's the best way I can think to explain it. It's most people who do it by accident when they finally give up. Not everybody who gives up on love meets their divine life partner, because some people throw their hands in the air, they just give up, and then they go crawl in a corner and stay stuck in a vibration of anger, bitterness, and resentment for the rest of their life. And of course, they're going to die alone. But it's the people who just throw their hands in the air and say, fuck it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to concentrate on my own happiness. I don't care. I don't need a person to come create my happiness for me. You know, and those are the people, as soon as they release it and completely dedicate their lives to just themselves, they round the corner and bump right into that person, metaphorically speaking. Can't tell you when and how. It doesn't work that way. I can tell you when you least expect it. How? In the most crazy, fucked up, random, unexpected way that you would never be able to figure out on your own in a million years. If you could, you would have met them a long time ago. And again, when you're looking for it and waiting for it and trying to figure out how to make it happen, by default, you're not on the vibration, because when you're on the vibration, that'll be the last thing on your mind. It's kind of like when you haven't had anything to eat in a long time. All you think about is when and how am I going to eat? When your stomach is full, food is the last fucking thing on your mind. Similarly, does that kind of make sense? I know it may not, because that's a foreign concept to most of us, that, you know. But yeah, the energy and vibration of abundance, emotional abundance, and emotional independence. That doesn't mean go be alone. That doesn't mean relationships aren't important. That's not what I'm saying. The energy of abundance means I don't need anyone. That doesn't mean I don't have anyone in my life. Independent, emotional independence means I don't depend on anyone emotionally. I don't need anyone to make me happy. Does that make sense? And there's a lot of quantum physics that goes into it too. I haven't even touched on that. I haven't even touched the quantum physics and the science behind it. But I don't think you had any big miscellaneous soul contracts due to come in. I don't think so. What I would advise to just kind of get you on the path is, rather than trying to figure out who is your life partner and when they're showing up and how you're going to meet them, focus on learning how to identify who your person is not. That'll put you in a vibration of abundance real quick, real quick. If I can identify that you're not my person, and it's the simplest things, it's the tiniest, simple little shit. So there's nothing, I don't think there's anything major and miscellaneous that's prominent due to come into your life. I don't think so. So that means that anybody that you end up connecting with, if you can just identify how to realize who's not your person, you'll meet that person pretty quick. And it'll probably be when you completely fucking give up on it. More than likely. So, all right.
Okay, next we have Ashley, who's a Gemini. I haven't met Steven 50 plus, but I'm interested. Will he reach out to ask me on a date? I'm old school. I won't reach out. I have shown interest. Ooh, that's interesting.
Okay. Well, first thing we got to look at is whether or not there's a soul contract here. I don't know if there is a pre-birth contract here. Honestly, I don't know if there is. So there's not a really, really strong energetic tie here. Not really strong. But let's see this person's feelings, energies, and intentions then. That doesn't come through like that very often. Sometimes, but not very often. Let's see this person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions.
I'm actually curious about this one because if he's like older, will he have, what is it called? Chivalry?
Yeah.
That's what
Man, that's a dicey subject in today's day and age, though, man. Really dicey.
That's what I'm curious.
Because, you don't know what you're going to get from women. Some women will fucking attack you for that, So there's a lot of men who just kind of hang back and say, fuck that, I'm not doing that, Well, I mean, this individual is pretty hung up on something that happened in the past, and actually very hung up on something that happened in the past. I think he wants a relationship, but he's very nervous about the drama and all the bullshit that could cause, Man, look at past energy. I don't know.
Well, then why is he even wasting someone's time?
Well, see, my question is, what kind of situation is this? Because you've shown interest. So are you all...
But they haven't met yet.
Yeah, but are you in... Yeah, is it like on a dating website or... because with the Ace of Swords in the reverse, I don't really know if this person received that message energetically, if that makes sense. I don't know. So I don't know. I'd give it about maybe a 25% chance, because this individual, like I said, is still very, very hung up on something that happened in the past. Very afraid of abandonment, very afraid of rejection, not wanting any drama, just wanting peace. And, so honestly, I think this person's a little bit nervous right now. So not right away, I don't think. I think it's possible, maybe later on down the line, depending on what kind of situation this is, how much interest you've shown, stuff like that. But if, with all the shit that he's been through and how much of a nervous wreck he is, he's probably not going to just respond to very vague hints. Probably not. So I would maybe recommend, depending on how long you all have been in communication, I would maybe recommend letting it be a little bit more known than you have. And then hopefully that'll increase the chances. But right now, he's still very, very nervous about approaching people. And that's the thing nowadays, man, especially with men. You never know what you're going to get with the way women are nowadays. You never know if you're going to get attacked. You can never tell, because I'm telling you, there's women out there who will just throw signs all over you like they want you. And then the minute you make a move, they act so enthralled, like, ew, no, I'm just friends with you.
Because they're flirty.
Yeah, and it's like, it gets so frustrating that one thing a lot of men nowadays are doing is saying, fine, fuck y'all then. If you want something, come to me. And yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Hopefully we can maybe reawaken some old school, not really old school ways, but just back to more simple ways of thinking, So, yeah.
All right. Next we have Kayla, who's a Pisces. Thanks for taking my question. When will I meet my divine life partner? Right now, I'm not dating anybody. I'm open to what the cards have to say.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. There's not a win. When you align vibrationally, kind of like I was telling the last person. And aligning vibrationally with your divine life partner, the byproduct of that is your divine life partner is the last thing on your mind. Because it's the vibration of abundance. We have to match the vibration first before we attract it. And when you match the vibration of abundance, you're not looking for it out here. The main reason we're looking for it out here is because we're lacking in here. So we're on a lack vibration. So when you are on an abundant vibration, you're not looking for it out here. And this gets so slippery and hard to talk about because I'm not saying just go be alone because you're already doing that. It's a vibrational state that you're in. It doesn't mean be alone. It doesn't mean do everything by yourself. It's a very specific energetic and vibrational state that a lot of people just can't even wrap their mind around, you know? I can see what soul contracts you have due to come in next. I can look at that. So I don't think I see anything miscellaneous. No, I don't think so. So your divine life partner is all that's left. So here's another reason why you can't predict when. Because just because your divine life partner is all that's left, does that mean that's the next person you're going to meet? No. You will be tested. And it's very likely that you could have already been tested. I don't know how long you've been single, but you'll be tested. Most people are tested more than once. Most people. Can't think off the top of my head of an example where somebody was only tested once. I'm sure it's probably happened out there somewhere, but most people are tested more than once. And so the question is, when the universe opens a door and dangles a carrot, what are you going to do? Best case scenario, you float right past it and never even realize it. Pass the test with flying colors. Worst case scenario, you get sucked back in and repeat a past cycle. But most people fall somewhere in the middle where something feels a little bit funny. It doesn't quite feel right, but you think, oh, well, what the heck? You only live once. Let's see. And it just, something doesn't sit right. Something's not feeling right. And you're like, I don't think we're a vibe. And you back away. You still pass the test, right? But how long is that going to take? How long will you spin in circles with this person? Will you get sucked into a toxic on and off cycle? That's why it's so difficult to predict when, because you're going to cross paths with people between here and there, and it's going to be tests.
I guess it depends on how big his carrot is. He's dangling.
You're a goofball.
The devil will always be dangling the big carrots. Then you get stuck.
So, yeah, or anything really. And yeah, usually speaking on that, it'll usually be something extremely tempting. You'll usually be tempted by something very that grabs onto the pleasure of the flesh. It depends on what it is that it's different for every individual. Maybe they're just the most attractive person you've ever seen in your life, or maybe they got really good sex, a big old dick, or whatever.
A big carrot.
Or maybe they got a lot of money. You've always wanted somebody with a lot of money. Something. There'll be something in there that's very fucking tempting. Mm-hmm. And you'll have to know to follow that feeling of, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's hard. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
It's tough. Boy, it's tough. But yeah, so there is nothing left. You'll be tested a few times. I can say this much, though, because it's not just that. It's also stepping into that energy. But going through and passing those tests helps reinforce that energy of abundance from within. But if you was to step into that energy and pass every single test, I could say that I'd give it about a 60% chance that it could happen in 2026. I'd give it, if you stayed on that path, rock solid, and just focused on nothing but abundance, from within. By the time 2030 gets here, you could already be married to that person, potentially. It is possible. Very possible. I mean, I think of the journey that I went on before I met you. God damn. Oh, that was a roller coaster.
Did you have temptations though?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember you did. But you knew that didn't feel right though. You weren't like sucked into it.
Yeah, and I didn't get sucked into it. I mean, I told many women, leave me alone. Leave me alone. No, leave me alone. I had inboxes full of titties and everything else you could imagine. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Get away from me. You know, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've heard some of the stories.
Yeah.
Some of y'all be thirsty as hell. Let me just say that. That should be trying too damn hard. I remember when we first started talking, you were like a little bit tipsy when we were on the phone, and it sounded like you were trying to have me like send you some like to see if I would send you something, and I was like, no, I'm not sending you no pictures of like anything like on my body.
I kind of remember that. I like that.
I think you were kind of like joking. You were just drunk and trying to see because you were probably used to girls just doing that.
Yeah, and I was probably half joking and half not.
Yeah,
because it wasn't uncommon for me to say that to a girl, and I think
it.
You were the first one that said no, and I'm like, I like that.
Are you serious? I was the first one who said no.
Yeah, and I was like, I like that.
I was like, hell no, you ain't gonna see this.
I like that because I mean, every man is thinking like one thing in the back of every man's mind. He thinks he wants an easy chick, but once a man gets a chick that's super, super easy, it's in the back of his mind. Damn, if it was that easy for me to get you, it's probably that easy for anybody else to get you, and it freaks him out. So when I see some kind of boundary like that, I'm like, ooh, I like that.
That was a good. Okay. I'm glad you were drunk and remembered that mental note.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't testing you on purpose. It's not like I was setting this up to test, but I do remember kind of thinking, okay, that's good. Okay, cool. So I remember that was a brownie point scored.
Yay. You love brownies.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have Tammy. Are you here in the chat, Tammy? I'll read what it says. So Tammy's a Gemini. It says, what does my career outlook looks like?
Yeah, I need
it should be.
Want to know a little bit more about what you got going on? Are you currently employed? It'd be cool. I would imagine that you are. I mean, I don't have to know this stuff, but if I don't know a little bit more about what's going on, the answer is going to be extremely vague and general.
Yeah, like if you're like say looking for work, it's going to be different versus if you already have a job and you want to like look into maybe promotion or something.
Or what prompted you to come to me? Are you wondering if you're getting a promotion? Are you afraid you're going to get fired? What's the concern? What's the goal here? If we want, we can skip. Well, then
I'm going to go ahead and email you. So go ahead and watch. After you're done watching this, I guess, you'll know what we need. And then, yeah. Oh, I think that's... Are you Tammy? Yes, I'm employed.
Okay. So what are we looking into? Are you wanting something new? Are you looking for a promotion? Are you afraid you're going to get fired? What prompted you to come to me? So I'll know what to focus on.
Looking to see about a layoff.
Oh, okay. All right. So I start that off by looking at your path and your cycle. It's so much easier like that when I know what to go straight into. So I want to look at your cycle, look at your path, and see if your cycle is complete or if it's coming up to being complete or what's going on here. Okay, well, and we got the Empress in the reverse here. I do think you are being prepared to be uprooted. I think so, but it's hard to say. I got a lot of conflicting energy in here, so it's hard to say. I don't think your cycle is complete right now, but I think you are at the very tail end of it. at the very tail end of it. So you are approaching a crossroads where, depending on if your higher self feels like it's time for you to move on to the next level, you could be thrust off onto a new path. But it just kind of looks like there's still a few things that haven't really been completed yet. And depending on how long, like what kind of period of time we're talking about before you get to that crossroads, would be whether or not your higher self says, okay, we're good. You can move on to the next path. This is not your forever job. I can tell you that. Absolutely not. But your cycle is very, very close to wrapping up and coming to a close. I would honestly probably give it a 50 to 60% chance that no matter what you do, you're probably not going to be there a year from today anyways. 50 to 60% chance. I'd give it about a 70 to 80% chance that you won't be there 2 years from today. And it goes up and up and up. And I never promise or guarantee anything, but I'd probably give it about a 98% chance that you won't be there 5 years from today in 2030, no matter what you do. So you are being prepared for something different. You do have another calling and another assignment and other soul contracts. I think that's what you're working on right now is a soul contract. I don't know what. I don't know if it's karma. I don't know who it is. Could be your boss. Could be a co-worker. So what I think I would do if I were you is I would start taking action towards other things and see if the universe wants to open a new door. That's usually the way I handle situations like that, is I'll take action in other directions. See if the universe wants to open another door for me. And if another door opens for me, then we cross that bridge when we get to it and decide if we want to go through. But when the universe opens a door, that means the universe says, yes, you're cleared to go through this door. So, yeah, it's hard. I'd give it probably about a 50% chance. And the only reason I say that is because your cycle's not 100% complete yet. There's still something that you're working on right now. And a lot of times when the cycle's not complete, as long as everything else is looking good and everything else is solid in your life and everything else is rolling smooth, sometimes, your higher self can say, okay, we can go ahead and move on from this. But yeah, I'd give it about a 50 to 60% chance. I would maybe start seeing if the universe will open another door for you, because this isn't your forever job anyways. With the Empress reversed twice in a row, being uprooted. You're not rooted there, stable, planted there. I don't think you're going to be there 5 years from today anyways. I would jump ahead of the game if I was you.
Okay, so next is for Bianca. Are you in the chat as well? So I have their Aries, and the question is, what will happen between Jared and I?
Yeah, so who is Jared to you? Is it somebody that you're currently with? Or is it a past person? Or is it a potential love interest? That I do need to know, 100%. Because if I lay a spread, depending on if it's a past person, current person, or potential new person, that spread will say 3 completely different things. So I need to know exactly what to tell the cards to know what they're saying back to me. If you're in the Chizat.
Are you in the Chizat? Oh, now the rug is being blown around. Oh, at least he's going around it. The catio. We just got a catio in the backyard, and I was kind of nervous about when the gardeners came with their leaf blowers, But I'm sure they're used to that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard to see. It's so dark.
Yeah.
It's the shadow.
At least they're going to clean up the feathers for you.
No, I went out there yesterday with a bag and gloves, and I picked them all up. Hashtag Virgo moon.
Hey. All right.
There was a lot. Because I didn't want him blowing all the feathers in the catio.
No. They'll just
Because they fly in the air and then they go everywhere. And then I don't know. And there's a lot of big feathers out there too.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Sage would have loved that.
I know, but I wouldn't.
Okay.
Sage will get his feathers in due time. But like, see all that dirt and dust that's blowing everywhere?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted a tarp for right here on this side for when they're out there blowing. We just put the tarp right there so because they blow that way, so then it wouldn't get into the catio. Anyways.
All right. So do we see this person in the chat?
No, I don't see them.
Right.
So
Well,
I'll go ahead and
email them, and then when part 2 rolls around.
Ookly dookly. All right, next we have Cara, who's a Gemini. Hi, just wanted to check on my my Cancer Leo twin. I had a dream about him lately. We've been in separation for 2 years now. Just wondering what's going on with the energies between us.
It depends on what you mean. I can look at the energy between the two of you, but I can't really dig in and spy on the close personal details of somebody's personal private life, unless it's something that you absolutely need to know, and that's up to spirit. That's not really up to me. I don't think that's what you're asking, but just to let you know, I can give an energy check here and see.
Just seeing if they're okay.
Two more shuffles. 1 and 2. Well, I mean, so what I'm wondering about is the last time you all communicated, was it good or bad? Because I'm still feeling the energy of a karmic tie here, which could indicate many different things, but usually that indicates, it's not limited to, but it indicates the last interaction you all had maybe being negative.
She said, no, we ended up in bad terms.
Okay, yeah. So there's absolutely a karmic tie here. And when you have a karmic tie like that with somebody, it's going, unless you transmute it and release it, which is not the easiest thing to do. Now, you said you've been in a separation for 2 years? Yeah, that can, I mean, it's enough time to do a lot of releasing, 2 years, but usually the releasing process doesn't even start until around 1.5 years. So I don't think any of this has been released at all. So you're still feeling the tug of the energetic tie. You know, you're still feeling that pull and that sensation of the unfinished business and the tension and the anger that, you know, is keeping the two of you connected. And it's like y'all are connected by a big, thick cable, you know, and unless that's released, that's probably going to continue to happen. Best case scenario, what some people do is after a certain period of time, that buries itself so deep into your unconscious mind that you don't really realize what you're feeling, you know, but there's a karmic tie here. So that's kind of what you're feeling. It's not been released. Not a shred of the energy has changed vibration at all. So basically that vibration that the two of you created when you parted ways is still resting, sitting stagnant, vibrating at the exact same frequency that it was when you all parted ways. The same frequency. So that's going to continue bubbling up to the surface. Let me see what the second spread says here. Nine of Wands. Yeah, this person's very guarded. Very, very, very guarded. Moon card. Yeah. So I think to try to answer the question as directly as possible, when somebody thinks about you, that hits you, they throw energy at you when they do that. Now, especially somebody you had a karmic tie with, or any kind of energetic tie. This is why sometimes you think about somebody and the phone rings and they're calling. Because I think here lately, for some reason, they have been thinking quite a bit about the tension between the two of you. I don't know. I don't know if they've just been reminiscing on it and getting angry or what, but it's been coming to mind quite a bit. So that's naturally you're going to get sent that energy. It's going to shoot straight into your fucking soul. And yeah, so it's just the after effects of a karmic tie, of that unfinished business sensation. It's very normal. It's very natural. What I think I would do if I was you is I think 2 years is a good enough amount of time to shoot somebody a closure message, right? And I don't know. I think 2 years is the bare minimum. Usually I like to wait about 3 years, but depending, it might be a decent amount of time to send a closure message. And remember, it's not a conversation. It's not to see how they feel. It's not to see what's going to happen. It's to clear the air and clear the energy. That, especially when you ended on bad terms, especially if you send the person a closure message, don't worry how they respond. Don't worry if they respond. That is going to drastically knock you off course of the path that you're on. And that will work major, major wonders on your path. And you send the person a closure message and just wait. I would wait until Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then go inside and feel this out. You'll feel a huge energetic shift. Huge. And then whatever comes beyond that, cross that bridge when you get to it. That's what I would do for this situation here. Just send them a message. Hey, I just want to let you know we're cool. I'm not mad at you. Sorry that things went down the way they did. Let them know that the air is clear. Step back and wait. And then see how things feel at the end of the year. That's what I would do. So.
She said, I started dreaming about him the last full moon in Aquarius, and I watched your Gemini reading. I resonated with that closure message.
No, did I say that in that video too? Okay. Cool. Yeah. I don't remember what I say in those general readings. By the time I click off the video, I have about 30 seconds to try to remember something I said so I can title the video. If something distracts me, and like maybe she sends me a text message and I got to respond to her text or whatever, and it's been longer than 30 seconds, I completely forget what the hell I just said. I don't even know anything that I just said. So,
dang.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have Anonymous.
A naughty mouse.
Who's a Pisces. Says, I have a crush on my BF's dad. Does he see me in this way too? That's spicy. Okay, but is it boyfriends or best friends? Is BF, does that mean best friend or boyfriend?
I hope it, either way, no matter which way you slice that, that's still interesting.
We do not judge.
But if we had to pick the lesser of the two evils, I would hope it's best friend.
Usually BF is like boyfriend though.
Usually.
You naughty, naughty mouse.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's the thing that you need to understand. That most men are going to find you sexually attractive, especially the younger that you are. That doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. That's just like a lion's going to want to eat a zebra. Means nothing. It doesn't mean the zebra is special. That's just the way nature works. So there may be a sexual attraction. I'll look for that. I'll look to see if there's some kind of emotional connection type thing here, but just keep that in mind and take that with you. That can really work wonders for you when it comes to who you're dealing with. Let's see. Ace of Wands. Magician reversed. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think there's a sexual attraction here. Sexual attraction, but I'm not seeing anything. I wouldn't call it crush. I wouldn't call it that. That things get really slippery when we get into that territory there, because I don't even know if I want to go into all that. They take forever to sit and explain, but there's sexual attraction, yeah. But I don't know if this individual would act on it. That's not uncommon for a man to find a young woman sexually attractive. And if he's a man of integrity and dignity, he's not going to act on it, even if he has the opportunity, So I don't think so. I don't think I would count a sexual attraction as having a crush on you. They can go together, but when it comes to a man, you have to understand that sex and love aren't inclusive. Those are two completely separate categories. They can go together. I'm not saying they can't, but they don't intrinsically. So let me see what the second spread says here. King of Wands. Yeah. Now, like I said, devil card. There's a sexual attraction, but especially with the Nine of Swords here and the Queen of Wands reversed, I kind of doubt that he would act on it, even if the opportunity was presented to him. Especially like if BF means boyfriend, Like, I could not imagine wanting to smash my son's girlfriend.
Your son's girlfriend?
Yeah, my son's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I could not, even if she was fucking smoking, I'd be like, no, what the fuck? You're with my son. I can't do that to my fucking son. Are you kidding me?
Some people don't give a fuck. I saw this thing, I don't know, it was probably fake. I don't even know. I was just scrolling on, I don't even know what it was. But anyways, it was a picture of this guy, and he was with this, I guess, his girlfriend, and then he got his girlfriend pregnant, and then he also got her mom pregnant. So he's like in the middle, and they're standing to the side of him, holding up the little ultrasound pictures. And I'm just like,
yeah,
I've
seen stuff like that.
Fake.
I mean, I don't know about that one.
We're not knocking you if that's what you're into, but
that kind of stuff really does happen.
It does happen. Yeah.
It really does.
Indeed.
As long as everybody's cool, okay, do what you do, but damn.
That would just be so interesting, because then, like, think about when the babies are born, then one is going to be mom. Are they both mom? Is there no grandma then? Because the other one's mom, the stepmom.
So
or wait, how does that work?
So the one the mother has will be the other baby's sister aunt.
Sister
or brother uncle. Yeah.
Brother uncle.
Either brother uncle or sister aunt.
Bro.
Yeah. Be my brother and my uncle at the same time, or my sister and my aunt at the same time. because
Okay, but then the kids, what do they call the parent? Like, so then there's no grandma.
There's one of them.
But is that a grandma if it's
to one of them? To the daughter, the one that the daughter has, then the mom is the grandma.
This is so fucking twisted.
But then to the one that the mom has, that would be, let's see, your mom's.
This is hurting my brain. See, this is what I was trying to think of earlier, and I was like, I can't.
Your mom, let's see. Your mom's daughter is your sister.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
See? It would have me tripped up. I was like, I'm just gonna keep on scrolling. Later to that post. I got no
that would
brain.
Be a good episode of Jerry Springer. That's all I know.
Jerry. Rest in peace, Jerry. All right. Next we have Alexa, who is a Virgo. Do you see a promotion by the end of this year? My boss tells me I'm a consideration for a new position.
Star reversed. Sun reversed. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I wasn't even looking for this though. This is interesting. Yes, I think so. More than likely. I would get it with the Ace of Wands right here in the heart of the spread with the Empress and the Three of Pentacles. I'd give it about an 80% chance that a promotion is coming. If not, by the end of the year, within the first quarter of next year. But it's telling me that it might not be what you think it is, or it might not be as great as you think it is. Like, I don't know what you do or what kind of position you would be promoted to, but the workload and the money probably wouldn't be worth it, maybe. You know, where, especially if it's like one of those salary positions. I know that I've worked at places where if you get promoted high enough, you get a salary. And that sounds so amazing because the pay sounds so great compared to what you're making hourly. But the work they make you do, basically, like if the manager works the same hours on an overtime day as one of the hourly employees, they would actually end up making more money than the salary person. They would give them a good salary, but they would work them way more than what they would be making if they were hourly, if that makes sense. I'm just using that as an example. I don't know what you got going on here, but somehow, some way, you might be disappointed in it for some reason. I don't know if, again, the work just doesn't match the money, or maybe the money just isn't enough to really make much of a noticeable difference in your life. I don't know. I wasn't looking for that, though. Now, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm not saying don't do it. Maybe just know that going into it so you can kind of not get your hopes up and prepare yourself. Let's see what the second spray is. 5 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, man. I think so. There's a lot of energy pushing for it here. But I think I would kind of go into it. I don't want to make you have bad expectations, but see if you can have neutral expectations. Don't expect anything. Don't expect the best. Don't expect the worst. Try to go into it very neutral, because it might not be what you think it is. So, all right.
Okay, next is for Gloria, who is a Leo. I've been with a Gemini for 23 years, have had ups and downs. Just wondering if you see us being able to work through our current issues and staying together.
Ooh, 23 years. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Seven of Swords. Has there been trust issues? Or maybe trust being betrayed? I don't know. But feels like there's some sort of trust issues here. That is cancerous to a relationship. I mean, could you work through it? The short answer is yes, absolutely. You made it through 23 years, you can make it through what you're going through. The question is, are both of you ready to do that? That's kind of the question. And I don't want to get too specific because I don't know what the details of the situation are.
She said, yes, long time. In the past, yes, but never cheating.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's, the epitome of trust issues. So if there wasn't none of that, then, whatever. The short answer is yes. Usually, not always, but usually when there's issues in a relationship, there's one person who is the primary catalyst. And it's usually something along the lines of one person is upset about something with the other person, and they're both pointing the finger at each other. So the person who's upset is blaming the person for doing the thing. And then the person who's doing the thing is blaming the person because they don't believe they should be upset about it. So it's like, why don't you just leave me alone and quit starting arguments with me? And then the other person's like, well, why don't you quit doing this or start doing that or do this differently? So it has to get to a point, I think, when we see that neither of us are really going to change. If I'm not changing what I'm doing and you're not changing what you're doing, somebody has to step back and say, all right, well, fuck it then. It is what it is. It is what it is, And again, it depends on the nature of the problem. I'm kind of dancing around it and being vague. But this is honestly, I think, an easier issue to resolve than you would think. It's just a matter of putting egos aside, Let me see what the second spread says.
Said we split and divorced, and I dated other people, so he has a hard time getting over it.
So how long ago was that, I'm wondering? Because I can understand that, but after a certain point, after a few years, you should be able to process through that and release it. Hang on, let me grab a different deck.
Next one.
King of Cups reversed. So, again, the short answer is yes, you could, but there's a lot of other factors that go into it. How long have y'all been back together?
We split the second time in 2023 until 2024.
Okay, so it's not been that long. So, yeah, I mean, yes, with some time and patience, you can work through that. That's some energy that's going to take some time to work through, because regardless of what happened or why, you did go and energetically bring other energy into this connection. And it's creating a heavy weight. Can the two of you work through it? Yes. It'll take some time and patience. At some point, though, I think I would have a conversation like, I'm not going to sit and deal with your insecurities forever. Like, I'm down to be fucking ride or die and do this, but I'm not going to continue putting up with those insecurities. Like, you either trust me or you don't. It's time to really start working through releasing that. And with enough time, he'll be able to release that. The question is, are you all patient enough to work through it for another? It could take another couple years to work through and work past that. But the short answer is yes, you can. But the question is, are you all patient enough to push through it like that without that energy manifesting itself again and actually releasing it and processing through it? I think you more than likely will. I'd give it about a 75% chance that I think you all will work through this. I think so. But again, man, with a situation like that, it's so delicate and so volatile that, one thing said the wrong way or one thing taken the wrong way or both, and it could pow. I think y'all more than likely work through it, though. I give it a 75% chance that I think you more than likely will. Just because y'all already have so much history together, So, all right.
Okay, this one, I am kind of waiting to find out more information. This is for Savage, who's a Taurus. It says, what am I supposed to do? I have so much going on with money, career, and love. That's why I asked, what am I supposed to do as my question. But.
With what?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to see. Like, more specifically, what do you mean? Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, and supposed to is that's a very broad term. What does supposed to mean? Because at the end of the day, if you're ever wondering what you're supposed to do, just take a look around and pay attention to what direction the universe is pushing you in.
Maybe we can do like an advice.
Well, it means supposed to do in regards to what? And what does supposed to
mean? In
mean?
regards to money, career, and love. Because obviously they're having a hard time with all that. And it must be like, I mean, I don't know. That's my assumption. I guess I shouldn't just assume, but.
Well, that's very, very layered.
Yeah.
Are
you in the chat? If not, then I guess. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to know a little bit more specifics about the question. Are you asking something like, am I supposed to leave my relationship, or am I supposed to quit my job, or what are you supposed to? That's a very, very layered question.
All right, well, I'll reach out to them. All right, next we have Spence. Who's a Capricorn. It says, hey guys, Scorpio moon that's very ambitious, driven to work hard at work to pursue my happenings in life. How can I overcome my fears and doubts?
You make yourself do it no matter how it feels. I don't need a tarot card to tell you that. It's kind of like an overweight person asking, how do I lose weight? How do I go to the gym? You fucking go. No matter how scary it is, you do it anyways. And don't let the fear of failure hold you back. You doubt, hey, you might fall. You're going to fail. I promise you that. There's going to be times where you fall down. You have to go into it knowing that. Like, it depends, because a lot of people, they have those fears and doubts and whatnot. And all that is fear of failure. Well, you're going to fail. You have to. You're not going to be able to step into and play the role of your highest calling until you are the version of yourself that's ready for that. There's only one way to become the version of yourself that's ready for that. And that's to learn lessons. You don't learn lessons without getting out there and fucking up. Failing, falling down, getting back up, fall down again, get back up again, fall down again, get back up again. That's what turns you into the person who's ready to step in and play the role of your highest calling, right? Because if you haven't gotten out there and gotten in the game and started playing and falling and getting back up, you wouldn't be ready for your highest calling anyways. Even if, Jesus was to descend down from heaven and tell you what you're supposed to be doing. If you tried to do it, you wouldn't be able to, because you haven't learned the lessons. You haven't gotten out there and figured it out, I don't know what I'm supposed to read here. That's not really a tarot question.
Maybe advice on how to overcome.
I mean, that's what I'm doing now.
I mean, you're asking what should you read. You can ask that, or you can put that intention. See what spirit wants to say.
Yeah, see, that's pretty much the same. The Chariot is all about a trust-based. Chariot is forward movement, but it's a trust-based forward movement. So the dude in the Chariot there isn't really in control of where the Chariot goes. The animals pulling it are. So there are going to be times where you get pulled in a different direction. Things don't go the way you plan. You have to be able to trust that process when it happens and understand the difference between working towards something and fighting against the universe. But overcoming fears and doubts, there is no easy way to do that. You got to get out there and make yourself do it anyways.
They said we've been dealing with a lot of liars and cheaters.
Oh, yeah. That's part of it. That is 100% part of it. That's never going to stop.
Yeah.
That's never going to stop.
They're there to pull you away.
Yeah.
And fuck with your head.
Yep. And it teaches you extremely valuable lessons. Extremely. But I mean, it depends. So another thing too is dealing with, I would be asking myself, why am I dealing with people? Do I need to deal with anyone? If you absolutely need to deal with someone, then that's a different story. But if you have somebody in your life that doesn't need to be there, like it wouldn't matter as far as your goal, as far as whether or not you accomplish that goal, then do the best you can on your path to climb the mountain and manifest success. Do the best you can to limit how many people you attach yourself to on the path. Do the best you can. Again, there's going to be some times where there's going to be people who play a very important role in your life. Yeah, a lot of times. There's going to be sneaky, snaky, liars, cheaters. Everybody goes through that. That's part of it. So, I mean, there's not really an easy way to explain it other than to just get out there and know it's coming. Know there's going to be failures. There's going to be conflicts. There's going to be challenges. You're going to deal with sneaky, snaky, deceitful liars and cheaters. That's going to happen. So, I mean, yeah, it depends on, your fear. If you're afraid of whether or not it's going to happen, I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. So you have to be willing to fucking push through. You got to be willing to climb the top of the mountain no matter what. No matter what. I'm going to make it to the top of that mountain or I'm going to die trying. One day you're either going to see me waving from the top of the mountain or dead on the side. Because I'm going to climb that fucking mountain. And there's not really an easy way to do it. Get out there and start doing it. I remember I shared a video because a couple of weeks ago was my 7-year anniversary as a tarot reader on YouTube. And I shared the first YouTube tarot video that I ever posted. Back then, I was horrified, terrified. I did not think that I had a fucking clue what I was doing. But that's where the universe put me. So I had no choice. I had to just fucking push through it and keep doing it. That's any part of the path. If you want to get out there and, overcoming your fears means I do it no matter how it feels. You don't really overcome the fears. The fears are going to be there. The doubts are going to be there. It's letting your willpower overpower that and push through it and do it anyways, no matter how scary it is. So.
Okay, so we have Savage is in the comments.
Okay.
So we can redo this one. Okay, so she said, I'm looking for more income. I moved over 1,800 miles away, looking for a better job. So that's what I guess we're gonna look into if they're gonna get a better job.
Okay. So we're not looking at what am I supposed to do anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta look at your path, honestly, because a move like that, if that wasn't part of your path, you wouldn't even be able to fucking do it. The universe is not going to let you relocate 1,800 miles if you shouldn't be there. So just because it's a part of your path doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy part. But let me just take a look and see what's going on in the path. Well, here, okay, so have you been taking action towards creating more income? Because this is a very important part of your path. This is a very, very important stepping stone on your path. But it's not like basically the next 3 or 4 years of your life are going to be filled with extremely unexpected twists and turns. Extremely. I don't even know how to word this really, because this is one of those types of things that you're not going to really be able to prepare yourself for or figure out. Not really. You have to start taking action and let the universe guide you. And that's why I'm wondering, have you started taking action towards some sort of other income? If you don't, then the universe will divinely guide you and make sure that you do step onto the path that you need to be on. But if you're not taking action, sometimes that process can be rough and scary. But if you don't have a very good relationship with the universe, I mean, sometimes that's the best way to do it anyways. I remember when I was new on my path, I didn't know shit about shit. So that's how the first few years of my path went. Oh, I traveled fucking thousands of miles all over the U.S. And I was in no control of it. The universe was just blowing me around like a fucking feather. It was terrifying. It was horrifying. But once you kind of start developing that relationship with the universe, you kind of learn how to get on the path and start moving and start taking action. So what are you supposed to do? You're not really supposed to do anything. You're doing everything that you're supposed to do. You're right there on the path exactly where you need to be, but you are being prepared for a higher calling. What I would do if I was you is I would get out there and knock on every metaphorical door that you can possibly think of. You know, it doesn't, again, the universe is not going to open a door that you're not allowed to pass through. It's just not. When a door opens, that means it's kind of like a highway exit. Like your life path is like you're taking a trip across the United States. And when a door opens, that means that you're allowed to take this exit if you want. You'll be passing through this little town. It's going to be a little detour, right? But it's going to put you on a different highway, a different part of your path. So you're being prepared for something very different than anything that you're thinking about right now. Very, very different. You'll honestly, more than likely, probably be self-employed. More than likely in the next 5 years. And in the time being, it's going to be kind of a roller coaster of a ride that you wouldn't really be able to predict. So it's kind of like, how do you want to handle it? If it was me, the way I like to handle stuff like this is I get out there and I start taking action. I'm like, all right, universe, dude, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to see if you'll open a new door for me. And I'm just using that as a metaphor. I'm not saying literally. Metaphorically speaking, I start going and knocking on every proverbial door that I can find to see if the universe wants to open a new door. And sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. But either way, you're right exactly where you're supposed to be. You're being prepared for something very unique. I have a feeling that 5 years from today, you're going to be at a place that you would never have dreamed possible right now. So Yeah, it's kind of
Cool.
if you want to take control or just let the universe guide you.
That sounds very promising. It's almost like you have to go through all the tough, hard, uncomfortable shit before you can see that rainbow, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so next we have Angie, who's an Aquarius. It says, I have 2 job offers, and I'm not sure if I should take both or choose one of them. What is the energy feeling like?
Well, so again, when you have an offer, this goes back to kind of like something I was saying a minute ago. When there's an offer, that means the universe is opening a door. Now, where you're at right now, you're at obviously a crossroads. You know this. But this is the type of crossroads that splits off and then comes back to the same point. So a lot of times, and I get people to come to me for this kind of stuff all the time. See, your guides are constantly talking to you all the time, all day, every day. Do this, do that, take this path, take that path, go talk to that person, stay away from that person. Your guides are in your ear all the time. Most people just think it's their own intuition. But sometimes you approach a crossroads like that splits off and then comes back to the same point. In which case your guides take a step back and say, okay, this one's on you. You can take this path and have this experience, or you can take that path and have that experience. You're going to be brought back around to one nexus point timeline. Either way, no matter which path you take. So the short answer is it doesn't matter which path you take, but what I would probably do if I was you, this is just me as a regular person, not spiritual advice, just me. I'd probably take them both at first and feel them out and see if I like them both, or if I like one better than the other, or if the money looks good with both. That's probably what I would do.
That's a good idea. And then plus, it's kind of like when you go to a job and then you're the one kind of in control and you tell them, because don't they give you like a probation period? Make it like, oh yeah, I'll see if this is for me. Like if this fits my needs, or if this is, make it flip the script. Like you don't really need them. It's more for like what you want. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a fun little play.
Yeah, and you don't, honestly too, you don't even have to necessarily exude that energy as long as you're holding it. Yeah.
Where she said, I'm hoping it doesn't interfere with my parenting time. Yeah, because if you take 2 jobs too, it's kind of a lot. It's a lot of your time and energy. Did you do both spreads already?
Yeah. Or wait a minute. No, I didn't. Hold up.
So let's see about if both of them would be like interfering with her.
Well, and then again, if you take them both and it does interfere with your parenting time, then you say, okay, which one do I want to choose?
Yeah.
It's one of these. This is one of those things where you're like the timeline between now and probably, I would say 2028. The timeline that you're going to be on by the time 2028 gets here. No matter which path you take, it's going to take you to that time. It's just, if you take path A, by the time you get there, you'll be the path A version of yourself. If you take path B, you'll be the path B version of yourself. Let's see. 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, reverse. Well, yeah, I think it'll interfere a little bit with parenting time. Yeah, a little bit, 100%. So it'll kind of be up to you to decide whether or not it's worth it, or if it's not worth it, which one you want to pick. I think I would do that if it's possible to be able to take both of them, or, whichever one yells at you the loudest, or whatever it is you're wanting. Some people want money and they don't give a fuck if they enjoy the job. I'm here to make money. Some people don't care about money. They say, I want to do something that I enjoy doing. I don't care how much I make. So wherever your priorities are as far as that goes. But yeah, this is kind of an open, you can pretty much do it however you want. It will interfere if you take both of them, though. It'll interfere with some parenting time, though. Yeah.
I feel like I can relate to this situation, and I think my advice I like his advice saying to take both, and then take both jobs with knowing that you're only gonna do one, and then you sacrifice obviously a little bit of parenting time just so in the long run that you're making the right choice at the end of the day. That's what I would do. A little bit of time away for better long-term results, I think. Because I'm the same way. I'm like, I need to know. I can't decide. Like, I literally just had this problem the other night, and I called up our family friend, Tracy. I refer a lot of you guys to her, and she's a psychic, and I literally trust her with my life. So anytime I make a big decision, I always confide in her because she always helps me. But yeah, I get the same way. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like this or if it's going to take away from this and da-da-da. And then I get so clouded in my thoughts that I can't even decide. So I totally can relate to you. And that's what I would do.
Yeah, because she knows I can't read our personal
He can't fucking read for me, and it pisses me off so bad. I thought I had a built-in tarot reader in my life.
I've never, ever met a genuine reader who can read anything close to them. If you ever meet a reader that says they read for themselves and their family and their friends, I would step back and question them. Like, seriously. Because
I'm sure some people can.
I would have to see. I don't ever want to say that anything's impossible, but I would have to see the situation and see the person to really buy into it. I'm highly skeptical of that. I've never met one. Every real, genuine, legitimate psychic tarot reader, they can't read anything for themselves or anything that they actually are emotionally attached to or anything they care about in any way. Like, even if she'll try to get me to read stuff for like her mom sometimes. And I'm like, if the outcome if I care about the outcome, that'll get in the way of it and fuck up the way I interpret the message, So
I feel like I can read for me, but this last time was just too much back and forth, and it was like confusing for me. But it's funny because Tracy, when she read it, she pulled a lot of the same cards that I did. So, and I feel like I can intuit our situation on things. So you can't just say everybody can't.
Well, how often do we utilize that though?
I utilize it.
Like every time we need to make a big decision, you utilize it?
No, because I can't always utilize it, but sometimes I'm learning how to.
That's what I'm saying. If somebody can do that on command. Like, I mean, nobody on this planet is given, cheat codes. Like, the one thing you see a lot of, if you pay attention to spiritual communities, is like different readers and psychics or whatnot, they'll tell a story about something that happened to them. And the comment section will be flooded with fucking morons saying, "Oh, you didn't see that coming? I thought you were a psychic."
Oh, yeah. People always like to say that.
Fucking idiot. It doesn't work like that. Nobody has the cheat codes that's going to help them just float through this life with it does not work like that.
Yeah. Like, if you are actually like a psychic, you can't really see your own.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's true. That's true. A lot of psychics that I've met that are legit, they're like, if I knew the lottery numbers, I'd already be like a millionaire, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, what was I going to say? Oh, I get these random like bursts of like downloads, especially around Christmas time. When I get gifts, when you get me gifts.
Oh.
Like, I'll be like taking a shower, and then all of a sudden I'll hear in my head, "Oh, you're getting an air fryer for Christmas." And then I'm like, "Oh, you got me an air fryer?" And he's like, "How the fuck did you know that?"
I can't buy her nothing. I thought I had her last year. You did
really good last year.
Last year, for years, she's been asking for black silverware. So, for years. Finally, we kind of tucked that aside and hadn't mentioned it for a long time. I'm like, ooh, I know what I'm going to get her. She's never going to fucking guess. So I ran to the at-home store, got her some black silverware. And then we were at her family's Christmas party. And how did it go down? You requested.
I requested it.
Black silverware from somebody else. I'm like, dude, I can't buy her.
But you did do really good last year. But normally I can't help it. I just hear things in my head, and then it's like, oh.
It doesn't matter what it is. Something that she never even asked for. Something that she may have mentioned 8 months ago. Oh, I wish I had a new frying pan, and I'll sneak over and put it in my notes, Leah's Christmas presents, and then when it's time to break out and buy presents, I'll break out the notes that I've been making all year, and then I'll pick, the one that I think is going to be the craziest one. She'll be like, "Oh, you're getting me a frying pan?" I'm like, dude,
just like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to know this information. I love being surprised. So it's a bummer for me when I hear that. I'm like, wow. But I get excited because I'm like, yes. Okay, so next we have Jen. Are you in the chat, Jen? Says, I just started talking to someone new, and it seems like a very positive vibe so far. I'm a Gemini. He is an Aquarius.
Okay.
But we need a question.
So we're just doing an energy check, I guess?
I guess so. I was trying to get a question, but I don't know what they want to know exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, an energy check, I guess. That's smart.
Let's see if there's a soul contract first. Two of Swords. Indecisiveness. Uh-oh.
Woo-oo.
King of Cups. Okay.
Oh, that's not a woo-oo card.
No, it just jumped out. I'm going to drop it. Five of Cups reversed. Emperor reversed. Okay. So this is a near and dear member of your soul family. I think a relationship is part of the soul contract here. I mean, as far as energy goes, though, I don't see any bad intentions coming from this individual, but I do see a lot of doubt, uncertainty, and insecurity. And like most people, you're probably not going to know about that for a while. I mean, the vibe looks okay. It's really, really, really hard to say when, it's that new and that fresh. Most of the time, of all the things that I read, of all the situations that I read, the most positive readings come from brand new connections. That's where there's the most potential. Like there's a clean slate. We have, potential to carve out a perfect energetic pathway. But it's just how do we handle the energy as it goes along, because eventually at some point you're going to trigger each other at some point. It's coming. It's not if, it's when. I promise you it's coming. How are y'all going to handle that? Are we going to work through it together? All that good stuff. I'm not going to beat that drum to death. The energy looks good though. And I think there is a relationship in this soul contract. Let's see what else. I haven't used this deck yet. But I do think you all have karma from a previous lifetime too. So Knight of Cups, everything looks pretty solid. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. The only thing, Ace of Cups. Only thing is what, I mean, I can't say that this is a guaranteed deal breaker or not, but there's past vibrational baggage being brought into this. That's not a deal breaker as long as we can work through it together. Everybody brings some kind of past vibrational baggage into their relationships. It's the problem is when people try to get into a relationship specifically to forget about that past vibrational baggage. That's when it causes a problem. But as long as you all are opening up to each other within the first month, the first 30 days, There should be no confusion about feelings or intentions. If there's confusion about that in the first 30 days, you got 30 more days. And that, I think, is excessive, but just to be fair, if 30 days from the minute you all start talking, you're scratching your head because you can't tell where you stand with them and you're not sure where this is going, you got 30 more fucking days. In the next 30 days, if you're still confused about where you stand with someone or how they feel about you, you'll always be confused about it. It's not going to take a very positive path. So, yeah, it does look pretty good. I would focus on making sure that you all form a good friendship, trust. Make sure you can trust each other to open up and talk to each other about anything, just like best friends. You want to establish that best friend connection. We can talk to each other about anything. And then that will work wonders on the path moving forward.
Okay, next we have Marissa, who is a Gemini. It says, will Marquise, Aries male, and I be in a relationship?
Okay.
Did I say that name right? Marquise,
I guess. So does this individual know that you're interested? If you're in the chat.
Oh, is that what that noise is? I was like, why do I keep hearing us talking? It's because I don't have this on mute.
I hope it doesn't.
I hope it's not like echoing into the.
I hope it's not causing. Yeah, I was hearing something too. I didn't know what it was.
I know. I go hearing. I'm like, where is that coming from? I said yes.
Okay. All right.
I said it good enough. Sorry. I'm like not good at saying some names.
So this person knows you're interested?
She said yes.
How long have you been dealing with this person? Just out of curiosity. It's not mandatory that I know that, but I can dig in and give you a lot more information if I know that.
So we met 5 years ago.
Oh, shit.
He knows we've been seeing each other. Oh, reconnected in August.
Damn. Lover's card reversed. That's an awful lot of bumps in the path. 5 years. I do think that you were already supposed to be in a relationship. I think so. I don't think that this reconnection, I don't think that was even supposed to be part of it. I think this was supposed to be a relationship from the get-go. So now what we're dealing with is a karmic tie because y'all should have already been together, according to this right here. So this is where now there's a big old jumbled up energetic clusterfuck of energy between the two of you that you're going to have to work through. And the danger there is the vibration sufficient enough for us to be able to work together as a team and lay that foundation? It's hard to say. It's real hard to say when you're not on the default timeline. It's really hard to say. Y'all were already supposed to be in a relationship. I guess let me just get the advice here. Is there a deck I haven't used? I haven't used this one.
I think you have used that one.
No. Well, I guess I've used them all then.
There's this one back here. Mine. But that's the same one as that.
What do you mean the same one?
Isn't it the same
Oh,
one?
yeah. Always got to have one of those on hand.
I always have my emergency cards that I can't read for myself. What is the point? It's for others.
Show 5 of Wands. Well, I think you might want to start getting this show on the road because the energy y'all are going to have to work through is so heavy that I don't know how much longer the door is going to be open for this. To where basically, Like there's something that I like to call the karmic snowball effect, where the primary law is the law of vibration. So that means the vibrations that you cast are sent back to you. So you cast a vibration, and then the universe hands it back to you. And then what that does is that reinforces that vibration, and then you send it out twice as strong. And then when you send it out twice as strong, the universe sends it back twice as strong, which reinforces it again and sends it out 3 times as strong. And the universe hands it back 3. So it's like a snowball. It keeps accumulating and accumulating. The more, and then it gets to a point where the thing that comes to my mind is like the Grinch. Remember on the Grinch where that big old snowball was rolling down the hill? Gets to a point where the snowball is so damn big that moving it in a different direction, I don't like to use the word impossible, but damn near. So I would be trying to make something happen and at least having that conversation, where are we going with this? What are we doing? You don't have much more time to sit around and hang around and wait if you have any at all. So I'd be getting on that.
She said that she doesn't know what to do.
Well, I just told you.
Like, what should she do to, like, how do you, like, hurry that up? Or
I mean, you can't make it hurry up. You got to sit down and talk to the person. What are we? Where are we going with this? After a certain point, you have to tell yourself either we're doing this or we're not. I'm not going to keep hanging around and waiting, because the more hanging around and waiting, the more the energy keeps getting heavier and heavier, and it'll get to a point where it's just fucking impossible. So a decision needs to be made. So the only thing you can really do is have a conversation with the person and see if the two of you are ready to do this together. And if we got to both be ready, if we ain't doing this, I'm not going to keep hanging around and waiting. Hanging around and waiting is not going to do anything but make it heavier. And the heavier it gets, the harder it is to move. And eventually you won't be able to move it at all.
All right. So we have Savage, who bought another one. Who's the chorus. It says, do you remember which one this was?
Yeah.
Okay. I left my 24-year marriage December 2024. He kept asking if I want to get back together. I don't feel the same anymore. He destroyed my heart and mind. I let him come back. He stayed about a month because I wouldn't sleep with him, but he still continues to ask if I want to get back together. I told him no several times. I think we are twin flames. I want new. I don't want to be treated like I was 24 years.
Good. I like to see that.
So, what is the question?
Yeah, what's the question?
Oh, wait, did I accidentally delete the question? Hold on. I wonder. I don't think I saw that. Or no. I don't see the question.
Are you wondering about a new relationship, or what's the question?
Well, they're in the chat, so let's just wait.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of have my doubts as far as a twin flame connection. But I've seen very few twin flame relationships turn out to be life partnerships. But when they are, they're indestructible. Usually most twin flame connections are very brief. I don't touch on that subject because it's so controversial and everybody has a different take on it. But from what I've seen, most twin flame connections, which aren't very many, that's not a game being played by every single entity on the planet. But the entities who are playing that game, usually it's very brief. It's very short-lived. It's very on and off. It's serving a much bigger purpose. So the fact that it lasted 24 years, I could be wrong, but I highly doubt that's a twin flame connection. Are we looking at new love? Is that what we're looking for? Or I need to know what I'm...
I wonder if they're a little bit behind on the live, because that's how it happened last time. Okay, well, I mean, the end says, I want new, and I don't want to be treated like I was 24 years ago. So technically, it sounds like... I mean, I don't want to just read it without knowing for sure.
Well, I mean, what I can do is I can look and see the status of the past soul contract and if anything new is due to come in. But either way, I can tell you right now, a 24-year marriage is going to take some time to heal. Mm-hmm. Period. End of discussion. That's going to require a little bit of a solo journey for a little bit. So just keep in mind, the primary law is the law of vibration. So the primary goal is healing your vibration. So, Ten of Swords reverse. Queen of Wands reversed. Now, I don't think that was a completed contract. Okay. I do not think that it was. I do not see twin flame energy in here, but I do think that this was a life partnership soul contract. I think so. So that means that where you're at now is you are dealing with an incredibly heavy karmic tie. Naturally, of course. So, yeah, it's going to be quite a hell of a timeline jump you'll have to make here of healing, you know, because a lot of people.
She said, I was thinking about joining Peace Corps, going to another country, volunteer.
You could do that. I mean, right now, like I said, this contract isn't complete. So it wasn't supposed to go down like this. So now the good news is do whatever the hell you want.
I'm just saying, like, is that a different from what we're reading? Like what
Wait a minute. Wait, say it again. What did she just say?
Right here. I was thinking about joining the Peace Corps.
Okay, well, that has nothing to do with what
I know,
that
that's
says
why I just
right
said
there.
to hold on. So I don't know. Do you just keep reading that, or what do you want to do?
I mean, I need to know what.
Are we changing the subject? I'm confused because I don't want to read the wrong thing.
I was figuring that was just a little bit of
just
information on the side.
Okay. Sorry.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, so with where you're at right now, you're at a place where you can call the shots now. You're not on your default timeline. You stepped away and said, I'm not playing that game no more. I'm out. The cool thing is now it's totally fucking up to you. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can do whatever the hell you want anytime anyways, but whenever you break off your default timeline or you decide randomly that I changed my mind, I don't want to play the game that I originally came here to play, I want to play a different game. You can do that. 100%. It's, like I said, going to be a hell of a healing journey, though. I mean, if that is a viable option, I would do that. That sounds like fun. Shit, you're on your own now. You ain't got nobody telling you what you can and can't do. You ain't got nothing, If you're able to do that, I would do it. I would do it. See where it leads you. And see what the second spread says. I figured that would come out at some point. So just be very, 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 very careful and do your best not to attach yourself to anyone. Do your very, very best. Because right now what you're doing is you're making a frequency change. You're changing to a new vibration. So it's like changing through different radio stations. So right now you're tuned into 93.1 and you're working your way over to 107.7. So as you go from 93.1 to 94.6, 93.1 people will fall out of your existence and you'll cross paths with a 94.6 person. As you continue changing, the 94.6 people will go, and then you move into 98.9, and the 98.9 people will come in. So as you're working your way over to 107.7, people will come and go, and come and go, and come and go. You don't, and it's hard. Oh, it's hard. You don't want to attach yourself to anyone and stay locked in a certain frequency, because that's what will happen. If you end up connecting with a person on 102.3 and you attach yourself to them, well, then you're stuck on 102.3. And the likelihood that it's probably not going to, because that person's not changing frequencies, they're staying on 102.3. So just kind of do the best you can when it comes to meeting new people to allow things to flow the way they want to flow without trying to force anything or fight anything. Do the best you can. It's very, very slippery. But yeah, I would do that if I was you. If you want to fucking go move to another country, I'd say do it. You're off your default timeline, right? You're off your default timeline right now. Fucking the world is your oyster.
Mm-hmm.
Oyster.
Oyster day.
So yeah, I would do it. Do it and see what your higher self has in store for you while you're reconfiguring an alternate ending or whatever the case may be to the game that you're playing here.
All right. Well, that wraps up part 1.
Yeah. So we're going to be coming back at what time you want to do? 4?
The same as always.
4 p.m. Pacific time for part 2.
Yep. And then we are still taking payments during the break. So if you want to get first on our list for part 2, then the link will be in the comments. So, all right. Thanks, you guys. See you later.
Later.